God first having a dream for man's life and for his life with man. And what that consisted of was man, he wanted man to be a co-heir with him in the kingdom. He wanted him to have an equal, a co-equal, okay? And that they would reign together in the kingdom. Not with man, not with a being that was like a jester, with a co-equal. So what he did was he made something, and he was ahead, he was set above the heaven, and then he made this being that could be like him and set that being over the earth. Right? And so now what he decided was that this being is the same kind of being as me. He's my co-equal, right? He's flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, if you want to say it that way. He's my kind. And so then what he designed was that man would believe on his spirit. And through that man believing on his spirit for life and not flesh, him and that man could then be joined together eternally for one. Meaning that man braided together in immortality. That man would be braided together in immortality, never to die. And then when that would happen, because that man had dominion over the earth, and God was set over the heavens, that would bring heaven and earth also together. Right? One. Right? So that's what God's original dream was. So the atonement is God making straight that original dream. That dream had got crooked because the man who had dominion over the all of creation, he believed on the flesh for life. And in believing on the flesh for life, he subjected all of creation to death and decay and corruption. And now death could reign over the world. Death was only in the world. It couldn't reign over the world. Right. The serpent was only around. Yeah. He didn't have reign over anything yet. So death wasn't reigning till Adam did that. So God, in order to make straight what had gotten crooked, he needs another man to come who had dominion over all of creation, and then that man would reject the serpent's wisdom for life and believe on the spirit of immortality for life. And so Jesus comes, and he resisted sin unto what? Death. Right. He resisted life through the strength of the flesh, so much so that he died. And his death was the proof that he was believing on God for life. And so then, when God raises him up, he ascends into heaven with his blood, appearing before God, just like the end of days. He appears before God with his blood as a man with dominion over the earth, and declaring to God, by your strength, O God, will I have life and will I be exalted. And God says, yeah. Seat sat man in the right hand of God. That's how God reconciled himself to man. That's how God reconciled all the heavens and the earth back to himself in Jesus. And that's how what was crooked was now made straight. And now we await the final fulfillment of heaven and earth becoming one, and death being swallowed up, all of creation being redeemed from the corruption it was subjected to when our bodies are redeemed in the return of Jesus. And that will be the final fulfillment of atonement. When this body that was never created to die will be redeemed from mortality and raised up into immortality. Like Paul says, this mortal must put on immortality. And then will the saying be fulfilled that death was swallowed up in victory.